I cut my way out podcast. Tune us in. We on the grind I put the clippers in my hand. I got a whole different plan. I gotta see how this play out. Hoping that it pay out. Trying to cut my way out. Yeah, I put the clippers in my hand. I got a whole different plan. I gotta see how this play out. Hoping that it pay out. Trying to cut my way out. I used to dream as a kid on the porch of the crib and make it big and one day endorse where I live.
Bombs. I should have let that play, shouldn't I?
You all good? We'll get back to it. We'll get back to it.
Hey, that's the new theme music.
Absolutely. Before we get into that, man, how was your week, bro?
It was good. You know, trying to stay COVID free and working on this content and just it was good. It was good. It always be ups and downs, but
just grinding, man.
Yeah,
that's it. Same old, man. Just grinding, trying to take care of the family, man. Trying to put some things in play, man, and just trying to stay positive.
Oh yeah. We back with another episode. I Cut My Way Out podcast. Everywhere where you can listen to podcasts, most notably Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, just everywhere. YouTube. We got a YouTube viewership.
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for all the support. Definitely growing, definitely getting a lot of traction that we feel as young content creators.
Absolutely.
We cannot complain with the support we're getting, so we definitely would love to just give you all a round of applause and just thank you.
Right, absolutely. And for those of you who are watching who watch the YouTube content, don't forget to go down to the bottom right under the screen and click that subscribe button. Please do that because once we get to 100 subscribers, we can create our own URL. So it's very important that if you rock with us, at least subscribe. You can turn notifications off if that's the reason why you don't subscribe. So you can but if you subscribe, when we drop something, it'll come. So to each its own, but we would love for you all to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got just small goals and they turn bigger. So we're trying to get to 100 subscribers so we can create our own URL. That's me. Right. Look, we are crawling, walking, going from walking to running. And it's all where we want to be at that point in time. So just trying to build it up, keep the content coming, providing this platform, man. It's a beautiful thing. We're enjoying ourselves, and they say anytime you do something you love, you won't work a day in your life. So we're enjoying ourselves. So that's what's up.
All right, but we're gonna bring in our guest. Amazing barber. His IG. I'm gonna definitely share his IG. He'll have a chance to give it to everybody, but just a real good barber. Just excited to bring him on and take it away with the fire intro.
Before I give the intro, I also want to shout out A_Knox the barber 4 at Instagram.
And my IG is at Kenneth Jenks 1.
Absolutely.
And then we have our Cut My Way Out _pod IG. So yeah,
hit us up. So as I get into this intro today, man, let me give a story of how I came in contact with this gentleman. So we're in Champaign, Illinois. For those of you who do know and don't know, we're about 132 miles south of Chicago, Illinois. So maybe about 7-8 years ago, I met a young man who had moved from Chicago, coming down here to go to Parkland College, which is a junior college, looking to play ball. He had family originally from Chicago. They had moved here to Champaign. So me and this young man, we clicked up, man. Those were in my hooping days. I was hooping real heavy. So me and him just automatically clicked, and we started balling. And So about a year ago, I look on social media. So me and him, we're cool. You know, me and his cousin Michi, we're cool. So shout out to Tim and Michi. And Michi was getting married. And so I look at some pictures, and the groom got his haircut, which was Michi, fire haircut. I'm like, damn, like who cut Michi up? Then I see Tim's son, because Tim don't got any hair anymore. I used to cut Tim's hair and finally got him to go ahead and cut that thing off, right? So
speaking of hair, let me put my hat on.
So I started. Then I looked, and Tim's son was on there, another fire haircut. I'm like, man, who blessed them with the clippers? So then I see they were giving a shout out, and they gave a shout out and provided an Instagram page for CHY the barber, right? So at that point in time, I went on and just started to follow him. It's a small world, man. But as I got on his page, I was extremely impressed, man. Great skills. And then as I continued to follow him, I found out that he had only been cutting for about a year and a half up to that point. I'm like, man, this dude is skilled like this, and he ain't been cutting hair that long. Like, I'm wondering why he just now getting, you know, with this type of skill, getting to cut, you know. But we're going to get into that, and he's going to give us that feedback. But this gentleman, man, he is an extraordinary barber. He jumped into the game head first. He going hard. He's putting up crazy content daily. He's putting out fire cuts. He's located, even though he's CHY the barber, he's located in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, in the Nashville area. Man, this dude is up and coming. I feel like we found a diamond in the rough. Y'all keep your eyes on him. And that's what we're doing around here. Just like Ace of Fades, man. We finding guys who are coming up. And this gentleman, man, he is on his way up. So in a little bit, we want to say we told you so. Without further ado, man, we want to bring on to our platform my man CHY the barber.
You there, CHY?
I am, man. I'm absolutely.
What's good, bro?
Man, living life and catching the vibe. Bro.
That's what's up, man. Man, we are extremely excited, extremely privileged to have you, man. We look at all our guests as very, very special guests, you know, different, man. We're just excited to have you on, man. And just the introduction, as I was talking about Tim and Michi, is just crazy. So I feel like I've been knowing you for a while, following you, and know that you rock with Tim and Michi, man. It is a pleasure to have you on, my brother.
Yeah, man. It's crazy how my mom always tell me God don't make mistakes, man. Everything moves in its position the way it's supposed to be, man. And that's a good testament to that. Who would think that all them years would combinate to this moment? You know what I mean?
Real talk. Yeah. Right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Tim is very unique.
Man, Tim, that's a funny
oh yeah,
man. That's a
man. Fool with him.
And I mean that in a good way. Man. I mean that in a good way. Like he was great to be around.
Man.
I just remember one story, man, before we get into it, CHY, man, like, you know, I didn't hoop, but I you know, the game raised me just like it raised a lot of people, you know. So it's a brother around here that's very tall and has some, you know, opportunities to do some things as a high schooler. So he goes to the LeBron and Kevin Durant Skills Academy. So we had Savoy. I think you was there, and
in the rec league.
Yeah, and Tim and Jay telling him, I'm 6'10". Right. Oh, you ain't 6'10". You know, you probably about 6'8". So I had a picture of that he took with LeBron. Mm-hmm. And Jay was taller than LeBron. Right. And Tim swore he was still 6'8".
Tim is a trip, man. Before we get into the interview, I'm gonna tell you how I met Tim, man. We're at our local YMCA, CHY, and I had this thing. I always like to get to the gym early, right? Get stretched out, you know, get ready to get it in. So when I walk in, I see this brother that I've never seen before. you know, he has this athletic physique. You know, he looked like he can get it in, right? So I come in, I'm putting on my shoes. I don't even get a chance to holler at him. He come right over to me, man. Like, man, what's up? You know, he introduces himself, man. You know, Tim just always full of energy and a naturally, you know, really good brother. So
Absolutely.
He goes right into, yeah, man, I'm from the CHY, man. I done came here. I'm a hoop at Parkland. Then once I leave there, I'm going overseas. So we automatically just start calling him Overseas. Like, we really didn't for a minute. We didn't know his name, and it just stuck. So when we hoop, everybody in the gym called him Overseas, man. It was hilarious. And he was dead serious. He like, man, look, I'm Gary hoop these 2 years up here, and I'm Gary go overseas and hoop. I said, man, you are a fool. And man, from that day on, man, we clicked, man. We hooped heavy every time. He comes back from Ohio, man. He contacts me a few times. He done fell through the crib and whatnot. So man, those, I just had to get that Tim story out.
Yeah, we got to tell our Tim story.
That's definitely Tim energy. I met him that same way, man. Well, I met Meech first. Me and Meech grew up together since we was in like 4th, 5th grade.
Okay.
I've been knowing him since we was a shorty, but when I got in high school, I ended up meeting Tim later, playing ball. He had that same energy, like, you know, y'all can come hoop, but, you know, I got this.
Man.
I was just here to play roles, so play your role.
Absolutely, man. Better not tell him he ain't going to the league.
He was official with that ball. And I caught it on your resume, too. I heard you was out there doing your thing, man, on that court.
Man, I was trying to hold my position down, man. Yeah, I kind of surprised him because by the time he got here, you know, I was a little older, a little overweight, and he didn't think I could move the way I moved. Man, once we started hooping, man, that's how we really clicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Yes, sir. So, man, as we get into this podcast, man, we want to let the fans hear your story, so we can ready to dive right into it.
It's about you now, Sean. Yes, we got Tim. We got Tim out the way. Hey, the floor is yours now.
Yes, sir. So, CHY the barber, right? So that's pretty self-explanatory. But tell us about, you know, why you chose to run with that name as a barber, and tell us where you're from, like down to the street, the area, because we want to know about CHY the barber.
Well, I'm originally I'm from the south side of Chicago, in between Preston and Wentworth, 113, Bocha Ave. Okay. But I graduated from Finger Academy. If anybody familiar with Chicago, you know Finger is smack dab in the middle of the hood.
Yes, sir.
And you talking about Chicago in reference to the hood, what's not really the hood anyway, you know what I mean?
Right.
The thing that brought me to that name was I never knew how hard it was gonna be coming up with a name, like something to brand myself.
Right.
You know, it wasn't just Nate the barber, you know what I mean?
Right.
To be that dude, I wanted to have something catchy, something when people hear it, it represented who I was and what I was presenting, right?
Absolutely.
So at first, believe it or not, man, I had this super urban cut of the barber, and it was trash. But just listening to people come and say it, when people would say it sounded so bad. Like, it just sounded like forks in your ears. So I'm like, I got to come up with something that's easy to say that everybody can. Right. Young people, older people, men, women, whatever race, it didn't matter. Anybody can say it and identify with it.
Right.
So I started, writing down names, and funny enough, I was still in school, man, and I was working at a chemical plant with a real good dude, man, a solid brother. He was a little older than me, so a little wiser than I was. A guy by the name of Ron Ewan. Okay. And he said, "Man, won't you just be you?" Right. I'm like, "What you mean?" He said, "Man, you Chicago. When I see you, I see Chicago."
That's what's up.
I say, "Man, I ain't never thought about it like that." So I start playing with, let me put in CHY the barber DA and see how many people come up on Instagram. And it's everybody and their mama name CHY the barber.
Right. Yeah.
So I say, man, I gotta make it me.
Right.
Gotta be me.
Right.
I spelled it out right because I like to enunciate,
Right.
I dropped the I and put a Y, and it wasn't no names on Instagram. On Instagram, out of all the places, wasn't no names.
Wow.
I put Google, no names came.
Wow.
And I said, that's meant to be. I'm running with that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And you know, Chicago ring bells. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you go in the world, Chicago rings bells.
Right, because you said Chicago, Illinois, and it's just like, you don't even have to say Illinois
Right.
in the intro.
Bells.
Yeah, definitely,
Yes,
man.
So before we even talk about getting into the whole hair cutting, just tell us about your personal experiences growing up. We know Chicago inner city can be a rough place. A lot of brothers, you know, unfortunately don't make it out. Man, tell us about your experience and just how you got from there to the CHY, the barber that we're speaking to now.
It takes a village, bro.
Yes, sir.
Before anything, it takes a village, man. I got two loving parents, man, that played their role in every aspect of my life.
That's what's up.
I got a lot of family that prayed for me, man. You know what I mean? Pray for all of us.
Yes, sir.
Because, you know, you don't survive no situation by yourself. There's no such thing.
Right.
There's always somebody in the background praying for your safety or praying for your passage. Or it's out there on the front line paying for your passage.
Right.
You know? And for me, that person was my older brother.
Okay.
He was out living that street life, so I didn't have to.
Okay.
You know, he protected me for that.
Okay. That's what's up.
It was my mother and my father throwing into me to be different for my little brother because he watching me. I'm watching my older brother and my little brother watching me.
Yeah,
so when you got that many angles, you know what I mean? You gonna go through some phases in life, you know.
Right.
Jinx said earlier, it don't take much to live life in Chicago, man. You gonna get introduced to some decision making early on in life.
Right.
You know, you're gonna have to make some adult decisions, and you might not be ready for them, but that's just the nature of the beast.
Right.
But I would, as much as everybody like to say, you know, Chicago was it ain't, bro. It's rough everywhere.
Right.
Everything is bad.
True story.
Chicago is so known for it that people glorify it. I'd rather tell you about the good stuff that I had in Chicago.
Absolutely.
Because for me, it wasn't all bad, man. I made some amazing friendships. Meech, Tim, I got brothers this brotherhood that's gonna last until we put each other in the ground.
That's what's up.
And it ain't come up through no gang banging and selling dope or none of that. It was sports and hanging out, you know, going to the mall for the first time by yourself without your people with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Block parties and stuff like that. Those are the things that molded me to be who I was.
Right.
You know,
That's
of course, all that stuff was around, so you got taught how to grow up and be a man and stand on principles. But the streets ain't teach you that.
Absolutely.
I mean, you learn living.
That's a blessing. That's what's up.
You know, I was going to ask you when your guy said just be you and be you in Chicago. I was going to ask you what do you think that means when you say I'm Chicago, I'm CHY, and I think you kind of just answer my question with what you just said. You know, my wife is from Humble Park, and when we dated and she moved here to Champaign, it became a situation where it called her like she couldn't wait to get back. It was just something, like you said, the perception is that it's this horrible place. And yeah, like you said, it's a lot that can go wrong, but it is a great place. And if you're there and you know how to move, it's no place like it. It's no place like it. It has everything.
Nowhere like.
And I mean, I always say, if it didn't get cold in the winter, people would not be flocking to LA. They would be flocking to Chicago. That's the only reason why they don't, is because it get cold in the winter.
And another thing too, man, it's like Knox said, sports bring a lot of people together, man. That's Chicago people don't like to discuss. Sports in itself, because if you go back to Chicago with me, right, and we go around and you see all these places I could go that all your biggest dope boys can't go. They confined a little centralized area, because they go anywhere else they got to look over their shoulders, or they got to check their surroundings.
Right.
I was able to go anywhere I wanted to go. I had friends that were Stones, BDs, Vice Lords, Breeds, wherever they was at, I could go.
That's what's up.
Because I wasn't coming around with the mess. Oh, that's Nate. That's Shorty that be hooping, or that's Shorty that play ball, or he, you know what I'm saying? He gonna come around and it's a vibe, bro. It ain't never been no issues.
That's what's
and when it had issues, it was never so deep that I got sucked into that peril that is the side of Chicago that most people want to tell you about.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about how you handle yourself, how you carry yourself. What you put out is what you get back, and that's on this planet.
No doubt.
And that's what your guy was alluding to when he said you just gotta, when you came up with your name, you just gotta be shy.
Right. Like I said, go ahead.
No, you good. When I came to Tennessee, man, I'm sure y'all experienced it when you went to Champaign too, because Champaign is like, it's almost like day and night from the city, you know.
And we born and raised in Champaign.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you brothers was born and raised in Chicago.
No, born and raised in Champaign, bro. Yeah.
Well, man, when I came down here, of course it was a culture shock, you know.
Right.
Because, you know, you're in the South. But
so what took you to Murfreesboro?
Honestly, man, I came to Tennessee chasing a girl.
Okay. Okay. That'll do it.
You know, it did it for me. You feel me? Man, I was done with school and working, and you know, playing in the streets a little bit.
Okay. Now, did you complete college and then move?
I didn't.
Okay.
Came here.
Okay.
Here was kind of that step to enroll into college and try to do something more with my life than, you know, just waking up, living. Hey, what am I living towards?
Right.
Oh.
Right.
And she came home on spring break one year.
Okay. And
I have been saying it, you know, I'm gonna leave Chicago. Ain't nothing here. Because for a little while, man, it was hard to get a job in Chicago. Okay. It's when the gun violence was at a peak.
Right.
And I ain't doing nothing but flirting with it. You know what I mean? I got situation. Long story short, she came, I packed a bag, and I boogied. Yes. And nobody believed leaving. You know, but the only people that I really expressed it to was her, my mom, my dad, and my little brother.
Okay.
That, you know, once, you know, when that time come, I'm gonna make that move.
Right.
You know, coming to another state with no family. Like, I didn't have no family here. Wasn't nothing here.
Right.
It was just her. And thank God I had a homie that I went to school with. He was down here, you know, building his family.
Okay.
With his child and his daughter's mother. And I just came, man. It was, you know, throw caution into the wind, move, and see what happened. Right. You know, if a scenario, you fall on your face and you got to stand up and try again. But, you know, you got to get out, start moving your feet before you can say that you failed.
Right, no doubt. Let the chips fall where they may. So now you're in Murfreesboro. You take that you know, that chance. You take that leap of faith. Where did the barbering come in at? Like how did that all start?
Man, you tell me. Like I said, man, I tried the school thing. I did college at the International Academy of Design and Technology for like maybe 2 years.
Okay.
I was so involved with working. I was working 2 full-time jobs, going to school 3/4 of the time.
Okay.
But I was missing so much school that it was just, school wasn't for me. And ultimately, I was going to school just to be able to tell my mother, you know, I'm going to school. I'm here doing something.
Right.
School was more so for her than it was for me, to be honest. You know, I don't even know if I've ever told her that. You know what I mean? But it was something that I wanted to complete for her, so that she, like, my son went to college, you know. But I was working, you know, from job to job, career to career, more or less career. What I wanted to be a career, but ultimately jobs.
Right.
And I had some good jobs, man. I done worked at Nissan for years. I done worked some warehouse jobs. I worked at some pet places. I done worked in fast food. I done all that. Right. But ultimately, it was never no satisfaction there for me.
Okay.
That was keeping me there. I always felt like I was more or less just hanging around, waiting for somebody to say, okay, you've done enough to earn what we're willing to give you. You know,
right? You've
done enough to earn a couple days off, or, you know,
right.
Here's 15 minutes on break. You work for 8 hours. That's cool. Take each of the cheese.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I ended up working at this chemical plant, man.
Okay.
And with this, it was a blessing.
Okay.
Because somebody took a chance on me and put me in a position that I may not have had all the qualifications for it. I may have not had the education for it. But because I was willing to learn and I was willing to communicate, they put me in a position. And truth be told, man, meeting that guy, Ron, that I told you about, kind of planted the idea, because Ron would cut his own hair. I hadn't gotten my hair cut at a barbershop in over 2-3 years, because moving from Chicago to here, the quality is way different. So I started cutting it bald or cutting it even and growing my beard.
Right.
I fell in love with hats, if you feel me, you know. So this dude would cut his own hair, and he was cold with it. I'm like, man, how long you been cutting your own hair, man? And you know, that kind of got my interest in hair.
Okay.
But from there, I started to watch little YouTube videos of barbers cutting their own hair, because now I want to learn how to cut my own hair.
Okay.
And I'm like, man, these dudes, they got freedom. Like, what they doing looks like and sounds like freedom to me.
Right.
It's like, whatever this thing is that keep pulling me away from these jobs that I'm yearning for, but I can't put a name on, I can't put a face on it, they got it.
Right.
You know? So from there, I followed MLB Barber League, Major League Barbering League.
Shout out. Yes.
On Instagram. Okay. And they were doing a contest. And I answered a question. It was about what's a natural solvent? Like water, I think. And I wanted to go to a barbering show.
Right.
And it just so happened around that same time, I had just talked to this guy at Barber School and Company about enrolling in school.
Okay.
Hell.
Okay.
I went to that show, man.
Now, where was the show at?
It was in Nashville at the Preston, I think is the name of that hotel.
Okay.
It's in it's the Preston Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee, right over by the airport. Okay. And it was owned by Major League Barbering.
Okay, that's what's up.
And I was in there with my daughter. My daughter was like 1 at the time, still in the stroller. And man, I can't tell you how it lit a fire in me, man. That was like, this is what I want to do. All too familiar, my brother. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I'm doing this. Right. And man, it's been open all these doors. Staying consistent to that feeling. So after that, what was your next step? Did you go ahead and enroll in school? I did. I have enrolled in school. I gave them a deposit to get my, kit and everything. Right. A week before that, that contest. A week before that. So that just solidified everything. It was lining, bro. When I tell you, it was like God was manipulating and moving stuff in my life. I never had a desire to be a barber. I just wanted to learn.
Learn how to cut your own hair.
moving. Huh?
You said learn how to cut your own hair practically.
Yeah, that's where it started. I wanted my hair to be as fresh as Ron hair. And I started to talk to him more and more about it. He was. That's why I say it takes a village, man. Having somebody a little more mature than you, older than you, who been living a little longer, they got more confidence in being able to explain to you why you should trust what's being put in you, because that's not to be ignored. You know, all of us have a sense of God in us, whether you call it vibrations, the Most High, whatever it is.
Right.
You have a feeling that you get, and you could choose to ignore it, but it's put in you for a reason.
No doubt.
And he would always encourage me to follow that, man. Don't ignore that. And it's been leading me in the right direction ever since.
That's what's up,
man, bro. Like, god dang, I'm just like, I mean,
we getting
man. That's
story.
I'm just
powerful.
Yeah, I'm just at a loss for words, man. Like, thank you very much for just sharing and just being transparent.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh, most definitely.
Absolutely.
You know, this ain't about, like, and I hate to say this, and I'm not a barber shop, so, and I say that on every episode, and I'm gonna keep saying it, but it's just like this ain't about number of followers and number of views. Like, this is just real. Like, that was real. Let's keep it going.
Educational, inspirational, and motivational. So after that point, you went to barber school. What barber school did you attend?
Yeah,
just to shout them out.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Barber school and company. Got to shout out all the guys from the school. You know.
That's what's up. So
hold on. Keep your thought.
Go ahead.
So you said school wasn't for you. You know, you really was just going, but the fire was lit. So I imagine with the fire lit and you have to go to school and get the educational aspect, I'm just predicting you were probably a great student in barber college.
In a sense of understanding that this is a necessary measure, you know.
Right.
Yeah. My barber college, man, it's like most barber college stories you hear, man. It's a lot of moving parts with those things, man. And unfortunately, when I enrolled in school, it was during a time where the owner of the school, who's a extraordinary human being, man, the guy by the name of Mike Davis, man. I respect this dude because he does what he has to do to move things around, but you're not gonna meet a person more willing to help you and accommodate whatever your situation is, to pull you out of whatever you may be going through, to put you in this school and put you through the school.
Right.
But when I enrolled in it was at a time where he didn't have a lot of help.
Okay.
And another name I want to put out there is a guy by the name of Jorge. I don't know Jorge's last name, but Jorge is he was a student at the school.
Okay.
But he been cutting hair for a long time, man. He's a Hispanic guy or Dominican.
Okay.
Jorge never pushed me away, because here I am, this green. I mean, I'm as green as green could get. I ain't never picked up no clippers. I ain't never cut nobody hair. None of that. I don't know nothing about barbering except I want the end result to be nice.
Wow.
And Jorge, he got a constant flow of clientele. This dude do fades on kids in 30 minutes, and it looked like it's Photoshop in real life.
Right.
He cold, hands down.
Right.
He on IG?
Say it again.
Is he on IG?
He is, but he don't really post. He posts more fish and stuff.
Oh,
he one old school dinosaurs of the barbering game.
Oh, okay.
Take to the social media.
Okay. My fault. I hope I didn't have you lose your thought just asking. But
no, you good, man. It's life. I lived this, so I'll never forget it.
Right.
And I befriended him, man. You know, he didn't speak a whole lot of English, but he spoke enough where we can communicate.
Okay.
And I would come in at school, man, and there wasn't a lot of people coming in where I could practice on. But the I would. But anytime I wasn't practicing on the head or reading in that book, I would pull a chair up and I would sit there for 8 hours if I had to, and I would watch him cut hair.
Wow.
Every day. And that's in between working a full-time job, being a new father. That fire was burning so hot that I was willing to reform my life around trying to figure this thing out. And here it is, somebody who's doing it to the level that I would like to be, that's willing to show me, hey, zip it up and I'm finna watch.
Right, let's go. Right.
You know, and I did that, man. I took advantage of that. And then another thing, going back to the chemical plant, I met some solid dudes. Again, the energy you put out, you get it back. I started cutting them guys' heads, you know, to the point where we in a custodial closet with a light, you know, getting it in.
That's what's up.
I had a good relationship with the plant manager.
Okay.
A guy by the name of Daryl Spindler.
Okay.
We just had a good rapport because I was younger, and of course I got this Chicago background, but I don't carry myself the way that you would be in the mindset to think if you saw me.
Right.
You know, I got tattoos. I'm a bigger guy. So you see me and you think, oh, Chicago.
Right.
But then I talk to you and you get to know me, you like, really, Chicago?
Right. Right.
And I made good relationships, man, and learning to the point where I finally got the courage up to cut my own hand. It was bad.
Yeah. What you say? It was bad.
It was horrible. I would have had for a minute, you know. But I kept plugging away at it, man, literally. I started to gain some traction.
Okay.
And make a little sense. And you know, that's kind of where it really started the rubber started to meet the road. That's
what's up. So what was that turning point when you said, look, I've done all I can do with this chemical plant. I got these clippers in my hand. I got this fire under me. I got to leave that behind me, and I got to go and pick these clippers up, and I got to go at it.
Man, I was severely torn with that decision, man, because like I said, I had made a lot of good relationships.
Okay.
At that job. That was the first job I had ever had that could have really turned into a career. Big guy career for years up until that point.
Okay.
And I think that was just the illusion of what I thought. I was thinking with my feelings, God had another plan for me. I thought that would be the career, but the career was what he was preparing me for through that job.
No doubt.
And I just had a real conversation with my supervisor, man, a guy by the name of Jim Thompson. And he was just a solid, good old Southern boy, you know?
Right.
But he was a solid dude. And I explained to him, like, what my passion is right now. I really want to do something with this because I feel like it's being placed too heavy in my life for me not to chase it down.
Right.
And he supported it, man.
That's what's up.
100%. He supported it. He said, man, well, only you can make that decision. You know, you decide what you want to do and just let me know. Give me a full 2 weeks and, you know, it won't be no love lost at all, you know. And it wasn't. He kept that word.
That's what's up.
And I set a plan for myself, man. My plan was, because I'm taking care of family, you know.
Right.
My plan was, as soon as barbering or cutting hair is equal to what I'm making at this chemical plant, I no longer need 2 jobs. Okay. And I'll let go and I'll focus everything into barbering. Okay. Right? Because I figure logically you can only go up from there if you're already meeting what I'm already. Right. And it wasn't even a month after I set that plan that, I mean, it's like the gates opened up and boom, it just blew up.
Man.
And it was scary, man. I had to call my mom, man, and calm myself down because all these opportunities started coming. And it's like, man, it's weird. I don't know if I should hold up, flip it down for a second and refocus on, you know, stacking some money for a little while or what. And we prayed about it, man. We prayed about it. I gave them 2 weeks and I put it all into barbering.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Congratulations, man, and salute, man, because that is a huge move, man. And for me, being older and you know, I have 6 children, man. You know, my wife was in my ear, and I was in the same situation, and my wife kept telling me, just, you know, God got you, just jump. She putting signs up at work, putting them on the refrigerator, man. And it took a long time, man, for me to just get the courage to make that jump. But when I made that jump, God opened them doors so wide, bro. Like I had to go. You know what I mean? He opened them way too wide, and I took off running and been in a dead sprint ever since, man. And so as I watch you now, and you know, I started watching you about a year ago, and I'm watching you post. I'm watching you offer new services, you know, with the facials, with the steam. I'm watching your photo game increase. I'm watching all these things. Like, bro, I really been watching. You feel me?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So I'm watching all these things just continue to just increase in quality. And the haircuts are fire, but then you're taking not only the fire haircuts, but you're taking the marketing aspect of IG and just social media as a whole. And when I first started cutting, it was one of those things, man, you taking business cards and passing them out. So with the whole IG, you know what I'm saying? So with that whole IG thing, man, and I'm just watching you continue to grow, bro. What and who has been your influence through social media? Because I know for me, it continues to play a big part, and everybody, including yourself, that we've had on our show, and I'm going to continue to press. Everybody has served in some shape, form, or fashion an inspiration to me, man. I remember hitting you up like, bro, what kind of camera you use? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just reaching out and having that dialogue. So who are those people, and what inspiration has social media provided for CHY the Barber?
Man, honestly, social media it's a monster, man. It's a monster, because I heard you just had a guy you interviewed, man, from Diamond Cuts.
Yes, sir. Yusuf. Shout out to my man Yusuf.
Barber shows, but he said it in the interview I heard with you guys with him. The internet and social media has given us this ability to peek into any shop across the globe.
Yes, sir. You've been listening. Yes, sir. Any
shop, and you think about the concept of that, man. Any shop across the globe, you can peek into it and not only see the shop, but you can get to know the barbers in said shop through social media and never leave your...
Let me interrupt you just for a second, because that's important for our listeners. And I can tell you've been listening. And I just want all the barbers to know we're contacting barbers coast to coast. We're doing this for the love of the industry and the culture, and we're trying to educate, inspire, and motivate. And, you know, Yusuf dropped them jewels, and you picked them right up. You could tell you've been listening. We have no idea who and how we may inspire with this platform, but it was all by design. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to interrupt you, but I just had to say that because you definitely been listening.
Oh yeah, most and like you said, when I heard it, it made me think like, man, that's crazy. He right.
Yeah,
he right. He definitely right. But for me, with social media, man, social media has always been a necessary evil, and it's really how you use it.
Absolutely.
You use it for good, or you use it for evil. But for me, what really kind of made me reapproach how I was using social media, because I had an Instagram before my CHY the Barber, but I deleted it all complete.
Okay.
It was irrelevant to the goal.
Okay.
So it was dead weight.
That's what's up.
I was going to these barber shows, man, because at this time now I'm barber. I'm a finna be barber, right? So I want to go to shows. I want to shake the hands. I want to see the people. I want to take the pictures. I want to absorb as much as I can.
Right.
And I would always hear at these shows when you would go and sit in on the classroom sessions, that you get with the shows if you bought the right tickets.
Right.
These dudes was influencers of the game.
Absolutely.
And they would all be saying the same thing. They would almost be kind of beating social media over the top of the head because they felt like, well, if you got 20, 30, 40,000 followers and it's not transitioning or translating into clients in your chair, what is social media really worth?
Real talk.
And I agree with that. I always felt like, okay, that's a good point, but that really depends on how you approaching social media.
Okay.
Because if you got 20, 30, 40,000 people following you, that's 20, 30,000, 40 people that can advertise for you.
Real talk.
That's 20. The best way to find out about anything from anybody is through somebody else, is it not?
Absolutely.
Most of the time when we go and do stuff, it's because somebody told us about it or somebody mentioned it or you seen it through somebody else. At least that's how it works for me.
Right.
So I felt like, well, let me change my social media. Let's get rid of the personal stuff. Boom. We gonna post personal stuff every blue moon, just so people am a real person. You know what I mean? I'm not a figment of a thing that's just taking pictures from somewhere posting it. This is the actual person behind this.
Right.
But let's keep the emphasis on the product and the brand and what we're trying to accomplish.
Absolutely.
And it started to breed something of its own. It was a goal that I set for myself. Well, I want to see if I can make them numbers transition into clients in my chair because they say it can't be done.
Right.
Well, can it?
Right.
So I started to change how I approached it. Every conversation, every time somebody in my inbox, man, I respond back.
Right. Absolutely.
Even back to you to that night, I'm going to respond back to you. Every time they send me, hey, man, you looking for cartoon art or business card, I'll respond to them too.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Yeah. Let's have a conversation because you somebody who could be somebody that knows somebody.
Right. All day long.
And I approached it like that. Again, it comes to that fire burning in me, man.
All day.
And I keep feeding it and feeding it and feeding it. And like I said, doors keep opening up. Because all the things that people was telling me that, you can't do it or it don't work like that.
Right.
Why I keep working then?
Right. You say, why I keep working?
Yeah, why I keep working.
So who are some of those IG barbers or just social media barbers or barbers you met that inspire your growth? You just kind of watch how they move, kind of what they're doing, might get a little technique here or there. Some of those guys.
Off the rip, two guys that I was watching on social media before I stepped out and really started to catch any traction myself. DZ Cuts from Legacy Barbershop and Donaldson, the guy by the name of Leon, a solid brother, man.
And where is he at again?
He's at Legacy Cuts in Donaldson, Tennessee. His Instagram is at DZ DEEZ Cuts CUTZ.
Okay. Shout out.
Another brother that I was watching before again the rubber met the road was Hunt the Barber.
Okay.
He's out in Nashville, if I'm not mistaken. He's either Nashville or Antioch, Tennessee.
Yep, I'm familiar with him. Yeah, shout out.
But these dudes was putting out cuts, and come to find out later on down the road, they used to cut together. They used to cut in the same shop together.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense why these were the two that because I like the product they was putting out, and I like the way that they was putting it out on that social media.
Right.
And thank God, man, a guy got introduced to me that he's another real big name, big influencer in this barbering thing that more or less I adopted him as my mentor, man, I would constantly come around and ask questions until he started to, we didn't develop a pretty solid friendship now to this point.
That's what's up.
But a guy by the name of KG Cuts.
Okay.
KG, he helped orchestrate the MLB barbering show.
Okay. Okay, shout out. That's what's up.
Man, I met this brother through another barber who befriended me. And ever since I met him, man, I mean, it's been nothing but jewel after jewel after jewel after jewel. He's a wealth of information.
Okay.
And I'm the type of person, man, again, if you're willing to teach or you're willing to share your perspective on something, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to be appreciative of that, because you don't.
That's what's up.
And yeah, so those three brothers, most definitely, I watch them all the time.
Okay.
Even to the point of angling my pictures. You know? Figuring out that I can change the setting on my camera on my phone to change the quality of my photos, or put the light here instead of putting it over there. I went and took a class with Hunt, the barber. Because what better way to find out what you're doing than from you?
From the horse, no doubt.
I went and took that. I took some days off work and everything to go take that class.
That's what's up. And that's what a lot of younger barbers don't understand, man. You gotta put back into your craft, man. You can't. You can't take and no give. You gotta put into your craft, man.
And nothing in life, everything in life, you gotta put back into it. Even with everything, your children, you gotta put back into them. You can't demand nothing without putting nothing.
Absolutely. So what were some of the shows? Because I seen a picture, and once I talked to Tim, and I seen some pictures in August of 2019. You at Bronner Brothers, and I'm like, damn, I was at Bronner Brothers. That was the same show. That was the show for me that just elevated my mental to a whole nother place. I've been cutting hair for over 20 years, right? But I did it part-time because I worked in the school system. I coached basketball, but I never took it seriously. Even though I enjoyed doing it, I never took it seriously, right? And I didn't know really until following IG and then going to the Bronner Brothers hair show in August of 2018, the level and how lucrative and the brotherhood and the bonds and just everything, you know, it just made you want to be a part of that and proud to be a barber. And I'm like, damn, we probably might have sat in a class or passed by each other and looked each other right in the face, you know, said what's up and had no idea. But
yeah, mostly.
You know what I'm saying? But
definitely.
What are some of the shows that you've had an opportunity to attend?
I've attended, of course, the MLB shows, both in Nashville, and I went to one in Kentucky.
Okay.
I had the pleasure of attending the Tennessee Barber Expo, which we competed in that show.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
That was my first big scale, you know, competing against other dudes from other states, and I was, about nervous as church booty, but
I was about to ask, was nervous.
I came through it and I placed second place, and that kind of, again, that fed the fire.
Yes, sir.
And I went to the Bronner Brothers show. That was my first time ever going to a show of that magnitude. That's huge. Man,
that's on a whole nother level. That was my first show.
It's humongous.
Man, unexplainable, man. It's
humongous. And like you said, man, it's seeing all these different variety of people who all under this roof for the same love of the same industry.
Yeah.
And it opened my eyes to what barbering could actually be, what doors it could really open beyond standing by a chair, man. You know, barbering is whatever you want it to be.
Absolutely. That's what I say at this point in time, this era. Your legacy in barbering is really, when it's all done, how can you still make money when you're not standing behind the chair? That's the true legacy of a barber in this era.
Absolutely. And the thing about it, I think the gap that needs to be bridged, and I'm solid in this belief, man, is barbers in this new era, the social media barbers. We need to find common ground on bridging that gap between being a new era barber, but holding true to traditional barber customs.
Okay. Expound on that a little bit.
in the sense of how you maintain the environment. Being a barber isn't about putting hair on the floor. You know, that's subject to what you do, right?
Right.
But being a barber is about putting back into the community. You got a lot of kids that come to you and you're their first influence beyond their parents, right?
True.
So you have to be a good steward of what you put out, the energy you putting out to them.
True story.
You also got to understand that barbers, we know way too much. People will come to you as a barber and tell you everything you're not supposed to know.
Absolutely.
People will come to you as a barber. Men will come to you as a ball of stress and sit in your chair, and that's their only opportunity to de-stress.
Absolutely.
So you have a responsibility to stand on that tradition and be available beyond just cutting that person hair.
No doubt. No doubt.
You know, abusing, you know what I mean, abusing your own energy.
Right.
You still got to be available to lend energy to people, man.
Right.
And that's the part that I don't think the gap is being bridged enough. Guys are in it for themselves. They just want to get in it, get popping, go cut a celebrity hair. Now I'm a celebrity barber. Boom, check me out. No, bro. That's cool. You know, if that's your lane, that's your lane. But if you want to call yourself a barber, to me,
Absolutely.
if you gonna call yourself a barber, that come with a responsibility to the people that's behind you and the ones ahead of you.
You gotta hit that button, boy. That's real talk. That don't get no realer.
Hold on.
That gets no realer, right? Because we have a responsibility, and that was the foundation and principles that barbering was built on. You know,
Most definitely.
true story, man. I appreciate them gems. Yeah, that's a segment you're gonna have to cut and put out there. That's yes, sir. So with you saying that, I also and it's interesting you say that because Bean put out something, and you know, you got a lot of people now kind of crying over these enhancements, right? Mm-hmm. Which is kind of funny to me because, you know, I'm a middle-aged barber, right? Mm-hmm. But I also believe you also, like you said, having that benefit of being around older barbers and having a little age and incorporating those two, but you also need to be able to keep up with the present, right? And it's become more lucrative. The game has become more lucrative than ever at this point in time, right? So you hear a lot of people crying about the enhancements. And it's so funny to me because cats will go to the club and drool over women who got face full of makeup.
There you go. You go.
A face full of makeup, which
hands from top to bottom.
Right, which in all reality is enhancement. Right? Now we live in an era. They leave the club. Not only do they take off the makeup, they taking off breasts, they taking off booty, they taking off everything. But when we there. You know what I'm saying? Cats,
lashes.
You know, lashes. Man, look like windshield wipers, everything, right? So,
wow.
And that's not everybody, but I'm just being honest, right? But when you see some of that, you know what I'm saying? You got some of the fellas out there, that's what they're attracted to, and that's cool, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference of drooling over a woman who is enhanced from head to toe, but having a problem when it can provide extra money to feed your family when a customer or a client wants an enhancement? I don't get it.
Man, that's the same psychology that goes through the mind of somebody who will say that they not for that woman who got all the makeup on. They want a natural sister and then go home and slide in makeup woman's DMs, man. It's, you know, people, you can't please everybody, man, you know. It is what it is for who it is, and for who it ain't, it just ain't, you know?
Right. And my thing is, if the haircut is a fire haircut, whether you have an enhancement or not, and now you're just using those products to enhance, it's exactly what it is, an enhancement.
I think it's two parts to that make it such a discussion amongst the barbering world.
Okay.
It's the part of it that you have guys who can't use enhancements to the level that they may see other people like Bean using them.
True story.
And instead of reaching out and figuring out another way to educate themselves, or taking a class, or spending the money and investing in themselves, it's easier to just say, nah, I'm going to shun that out. You should have barbering, right?
Absolutely.
It's easier to be that person than it is to go out and educate yourself on something that you may not know or that you may not be familiar with.
Right.
And the other side of that is you have guys, they just following the pack.
Right.
It's not necessarily yes or no for them, but if everybody's screaming no, then I'm gonna get on the side of the no, because if I use it, I don't want nobody to say that I'm part of this culture that's hiding haircuts.
Right. And
you do those guys out too.
Right.
That's haircuts, you know what I mean? They using enhancements like erasers.
Right.
But we all know that it ain't no eraser once the water hit it.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. No doubt.
So
I like you, Shy, man. Like, you are so shy, man. Like, I mean, we know a lot of people, even though we born and raised, we done came into a lot. Like, you are definitely shy. You know what I'm saying? Chicago. Like, you can take you out of Chicago, but the Chicago is in you, my brother.
Yes, sir. And the last thing on enhancement is funny, because during the era that Steve Harvey's afro was popping, I never met anybody that didn't like Steve Harvey hair, right?
Most definitely.
But man, he's cold. And and come to find out, he was enhanced all day. I remember me and you having a conversation. You was like, man, he had a wig. Man, I'm like, that's his real hair. Man, I ended up seeing a picture of him with one of his kids, and they were small. Now, all Steve Harvey kids is grown and been grown for a minute.
Especially that Lori.
Man, man, I see him bent over holding one of his baby. Man, and he got a whole, man, he had a whole sunroof. He had a whole sunroof. I said, man, I stand corrected.
Got that panoramic.
I stand corrected. But
no, hey, that line,
man, it was super tight.
Man, you can't take that away from Steve.
Super tight. You know what I'm saying?
It's easier to hate something than it is to accept it as, man, I could probably do that too.
Man.
Because to do that too requires effort on your behalf, man. You got to go out there and source the information and put in the work. Yeah. Or you could stand behind your phone like, nah, I don't like it. I ain't gonna like it. You know what I mean? Like, that's easy to do.
You feel me? And it's an art. Everybody can't put on enhancements. Some people look totally like it's paint like an Earl Shimes paint job. Everybody can't put it on. So that is an actual art, and it enhances the haircut. And I'm in the industry. I don't have any problem with brothers getting their money. You know what I'm saying? It's about evolution. It's about evolving. If that's what the client wants, get a client what they want.
And if you really pay attention to, and I know we finna move from this subject, but I gotta put this one out there. If you really pay attention, because I pay closer to, I'll zoom in on cuts. I might screenshot it to look at it later. I'm that type of barber. Like, I want to know what is he doing so that I can add it to my repertoire.
Absolutely.
But if you really pay attention, you can't enhance a bad cut and it look good. I'm gonna say that again. You cannot enhance a bad cut and it look good. But when you enhance a good cut, it creates hate.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how that.
Absolutely, and I got to give a shout out to as he is now, Poppy Bean, because he cold, man. I've been watching him, man. Watched his rise, and man, he do his thing with those enhancements. He does.
But he do solid haircuts though too.
Heck yeah.
His foundation before he put the enhancement on is solid.
Yes, sir.
And I tell people that all the time, man. Because I got a lot of guys that come in my inbox and they ask me to teach them how to use enhancements. I ain't got no problem with that. But before you start using enhancements or even dabbling out into that, make sure your foundation on your cut is good too.
Yes, sir.
Make sure that's good first. Because like you said, enhancements, whether you use the cheap ones and they wash off as soon as you touch them, or you go and get the hot dollar stuff and it fades away over time. Right. Once it's gone, it's going to reveal what you really did.
Absolutely. You got to peel back that onion.
Man, that cut got to be good under that.
For real.
It's standing on some foundation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Well, this is the I Cut My Way Out podcast. We're an hour in. I don't know how much more time you got, Shy, but just want to take a little pay a bill or two. We on everywhere where you can listen to podcasts, most notably Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and others, and YouTube.
Click that subscribe button.
We talking to Shot of Barber, Chicago, Finger High School, now in Murfreesboro, outside of Nashville, and we just enjoying ourselves, and we got a few more questions, and that's
enjoying it, man. So we got a couple of we both he spent more time in Chicago than me, but we both spent our share of time. So we got a couple of,
especially in your neck of the woods, Sean. Now that you say it, we used to always hit Roseland, the 113th. Oh, that was our spot.
Man, we had to go there and get fresh.
That was our spot.
Most definitely.
Yeah, we had to go get fresh. Go see Shorty in there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yep. So got a quick question before we move into the Chicago questions, right? One last barbering question for me. Give me your top 5 tools that you rock with on the clipper side.
Ooh, on the clipper side, I'm gonna go Magic Clips with a senior blade on them.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Babyless, the Iron Man joints. The what's his name? Hulk.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Edition.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Hulk.
Let me see. From there I'm gonna go to my Babyless skeleton trimmers.
Okay.
The golds.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go with again Babyless foil shaver.
Yeah. That boy get close.
Man, I think that's 5, ain't it?
That's 4.
That's 4.
That's
okay.
4. With the 5th, I'm gonna probably throw in my masters, because you get a good godfather don't go nowhere.
You know what I'm saying?
So let me guess. As somebody that's the Andes Masters.
Absolutely.
And if you're really trying to get out there, manipulate it a little bit, get you a pair of Andy Masters with a regular blade on it, and then get you a pair of Andy Masters and put that fat blade on it.
They used to sell it with that fat blade at Atlanta Barber and Beauty Supply for a long time.
Man, I wish I could find it, because that blade wasn't cheap when I bought it.
Yeah, they used to sell that. That's what's up. We always, as I cut my way out, so we always, got to find out from the barbers, the latest and greatest and favorites, and get those shots out to the people who make it possible for us to do what we do.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir. So going back into the shot, and I know my buddy
let's have a little fun before we let you slide, right. Man. Thank you so much for your time, man. I had some stuff going on personally, but I enjoyed it. It's definitely worth it.
Man, we doing our thing.
I appreciate y'all, man. Most definitely. I set out the whole day for this, man.
That's what's up. Yeah, I told him, I said, I feel good. He hit me at 8:14 this morning just to confirm. I said, so we good. We locked in.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir. So one of the questions that we had, coming from Chicago, it has a reputation, the home of drill music, right?
Mm-hmm.
What artists on the rap scene are you currently rocking with? Do you listen to drill music? Do you have favorite artists out of Chicago at this time?
I listen to a little bit of drill, man, but I'm stuck in my sound.
Okay.
If I go to music, for me, my top 3 and from Chicago, rap rise.
Okay.
Or rap wise is always going to be Bump J.
Okay, Bump J, get it cracking.
Crucial Conflict.
Okay.
And even though he's in Indiana, I'm going to go with Freddie Gibbs.
Freddie Gibbs a beast.
Oh, wow.
All day long,
yes,
I'm in rotation.
Yes, sir.
So a brother from the Wild Hunters rock with Crucial Conflict. Man. You know what? I rock with Crucial too, man. I do, I definitely. I'm a Chicago. I mean, of course, Common, Kanye. Those are I'd say my 2 favorite rappers.
So from Chicago, for me, it's Common and Twister.
Twister, yeah, Twister.
Them my two. Yeah.
That Adrenaline Rush, the first one, man, it ain't no, man. That's a whole summer vibe. That one album is a whole.
Man, you can put that in right now. You can put that on. It's still rock.
Yeah.
Man.
Still rock. Yes, sir.
Now, I do listen to some drill, but for me, the drill that I listen to, I don't listen to a lot of the mainstream artists because I know so many guys that rap that's upcoming.
Okay.
And I enjoy listening to their music because I know them. Okay. So I can really relate to it.
Absolutely.
You got a homie, Squeak from 070. Okay. Dope. If you ain't never heard him, he's super dope.
Okay.
This is my brother. You know, he's not with us anymore. God rest his soul. But T Streets, you can look him up on YouTube.
Okay.
This dude was on his way. You know, this raw talent.
Okay. Condolences.
This another young brother who not with us no more, but I still listen to his music. He was way before his time. The music that you hear now, he was doing that sound back in like 2016.
Wow. Okay.
2015, a guy by the name of Young Pappy.
Okay.
And I got another homie that I grew up with since we was playing basketball on milk crates.
Okay.
He got a voice that's so dynamic. He on his way too. A guy by the name of Trap House Moosey.
Trap House Moosey. Okay. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up.
If I'm listening to the newer music from Chicago, I'm listening to them.
You know who I do mess with, and you know I have a son that is a barber, and I'm gonna shoot you some of his work, man. We actually had an in-depth conversation, trying to do some things, man, and all off the air. We gonna keep in touch and link up, man, because man, dude, he got those God-given abilities, man. Behind them Clippers, man. So trying to get him to see the vision. So we all gonna link up, man.
Most definitely.
But he put me on to Lil Durk. So I do mess with Durk a little bit. I don't listen to a lot of the drill music, but I do, you know, some of the G Herbo he put me on. You know, that's what my son's 23, so I listen to a little bit of it here and again. But I'm that Jay-Z, Nas, you know, type cat. I'm digging real heavy right now. CHY, Libra, amazing album. It helps that I'm a Libra as well. And then Conway, man.
Oh man, yeah.
Griselda. I am.
Yeah.
Man, I think the more I listen to T.I., the more I realize, you know, even later, you know, at 40 years old, I feel like, to me, just me personally, this is my favorite album that he's done. I listen to all his music, but I feel like it's classic, and that Conway is just amazing, just classic. So for me, those are the cats that I rock with. But you know, I give shouts out and respect to anybody who doing anything positive and trying to do their thing.
Most definitely,
yes,
man.
Sir. Yes, sir.
There's so much talent in the music industry, man. It's hard to narrow down any list, because as soon as you list 10 guys that's as good as the list you made come out.
Right. And what's made it so interesting too is the same thing that's made barbering interesting is social media, because now you're able to locate so many rappers. Before it was just whoever, you know, they're putting out commercially or whatever they're trying to do. But now guys are able to, in some degree, take control of their careers, which is that's the move. So you hit so many. So it's a lot of talent, you know. You know, I mess with some of the trap, you know, music as well. I just love music, period. You know, but we had to just get that out of you.
I got another. I got a story, Shy, that I want to share with you, and I don't know what, you know, how it's going. I'll say resonate with you, but we got a homeboy that is from Ada Park. So that's kind of right, like not too far, right next to where, you know, your stomping ground.
Oh yeah, I done definitely been in Ada, been chased out of Ada.
Okay, so and that's why I'm saying I don't know how it's gonna resonate. So when RIP, when Vaughn started to bubble, our guy, shout out Maurice, Reese T, he hit me and he said Vaughn's father grew up behind my grandmother. So this, like I said, this in Ada Park. And so, of course, his father passed away, I want to say mid 2000s or something like that. So just in talking to him, like, who are some of, like, and I just want to tell that story, but who are the, like you said, you grew up hooping, who are some of the best ballers, commercial and non-commercial, that you done hooped against? And have you rubbed shoulders with any of these rappers just humbly or whatever? Like, I know you just said you got chased out of Ada, but but before you answer that, Reese was telling me, all the, because I guess Vaughn's father was a high-ranking BD, and I was always under the assumption that, it was none but folks around there, but my boy was telling me that.
Oh no!
Exactly. So it's just like, coming from Champaign, I'm like, I had to text him back like, damn, like, we just be kicking it and just so oblivious to your surroundings,
all the moving parts.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I tell people about Chicago, especially the South Side of Chicago, man. The South Side of Chicago, as far as gangs go, it's like a landmine, like a field of landmines. You can have, just to kind of sum it up, just in my neighborhood alone, on my block was vice lords. But you go down to the stop sign across the street, it's folks down there. But then if you across the alley behind my house, it's stones back there. But if you go in the opposite direction, it's GDs on that side and BDs across the street from them.
God damn.
It's, man, Ada Park was one of them spots where it may have traditionally, because traditionally over that, on that part of the hundreds, is GDs traditionally on that side of the tracks, right? On that side of Halsted, I should say.
Yeah.
But you got dudes that's moving around from everywhere in the city. They people, these little kids that's growing up into teenagers coming from wherever they mama may have moved. They mama may have moved to the low end, but granny stay in Ada. So when mama, fall on hard times or whatever the case may happen, whatever situation is created where they move in with granny, now you got BDs staying over where the GDs at. They gonna start recruiting, right? Because they got to fight their way in and fight their way out. And that's it. Man, I'd have been in Ada hustling, man, playing jump shots for $5. And you get in them boys' pockets, and now they want to do something to you. Right. You feel me?
Right.
I ain't from over here. I'm from the whole other side of the tracks.
Right.
But that was my past was sports.
Right.
Being able to mingle with people that sell dope or people that ain't never picked up a basketball in their life, but they in these streets.
Right. But
I can mingle with them on the sense of just, I don't know, it's something about being an athlete, man. You could talk to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm a hoops guy, so like, I mean, I think I know my way around Chicago based on where a high school is at. You know what I'm saying? Because of, like, okay, I mean, of course, the traditional powers, King, Simeon, Weston, like, I know those sides of town based on where the high school is at. Whitney Young, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of made that a two-part question, because, like, in Champaign, like, we put, I think just black people in general, especially our young people, we put a lot in this basketball, this athletics. But the thing I respect and admire about Chicago is you have your role players, your Pat Bevs, then you got your MVP cans, your ADs, your D Roses, and
I played against D Rose before. I didn't know he was D Rose at the time, man. When I was playing high school ball.
Okay.
And another dude is Sean Dockery. I don't know if you
of course, yeah.
I played against him in high school with Finger. This Finger basketball was real good at one point, and then we was real bad at another point. This is kind of in between where
because the neighborhood is y'all produce great talent. You know what I'm saying? Like Quentin Richardson is from the Hundreds. You know, Sean Dockery, like you said, Morgan Park has some great teams with a lot of great guys around there.
Another one. Tim, when I met Tim, bruh, I had never seen nobody play basketball at that level, that young.
Yeah.
Tim was playing ball like a grown man back when he was in his sophomore, maybe his sophomore, junior year of high school. I was a freshman.
Yeah, Tim was physical. Tim get it in.
The ball, like could ball.
Right, and he went to Harlan with. They had some guys that I think Big Clarence went to Louisville. Jeremiah, he played with.
I played ball with him. Sticks. I played ball with him. Clarence, I played ball on a team with Clarence, 6'10", light skin, used to wear a pro.
Yeah.
I played ball with him, bro. But I was a football player.
Okay.
I knew how to play basketball from, growing up in the neighborhood. You gotta know, basically.
Yeah, right.
I think everybody plays sports. I think talent, hard work, luck takes you to varsity, and
it was creating a little bit of money. You could play some ball if they put you on the court. You hit me?
Right.
But yeah, I done played ball with all them dudes, man. I played ball with we used to call him Sticks. He went and played over at Purdue. I cannot remember his name. Tall, dark skin, real skinny. We used to wear braids straight to the back. But I played ball with him for a year, Finger, before he transferred to Julian, I want to say.
Look, you got him in thinking mode. Look,
right, they're gonna see me on YouTube.
Look, he gonna come back to that, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna put the caption in the post production. Like,
so see his face.
So another question we have about Chicago, right? And I think this is near and dear to me and Jinx, but from some of your posts, it's probably near and dear to you as well. Man, name your top 5 food spots. I be seeing you cook. I be seeing you put some of that cooking on here and there.
Great question. God dang, that's a great question.
So tell me, man, coming up in the Chi on the South Side, man, give me your top 5 places to eat.
Oh man, at the crib?
Yes, sir.
When I go home, man, it's one place that's near and dear to my heart, and it's in a smack dab in the middle of a war zone, but it's worth it. It's a place called Taste of Chicago, man.
Really?
It's over off 111th in Michigan. On the south side.
That's where we shop.
Taste.
No, 130. Yeah, that's where we shop.
Yeah, y'all on that strip. If you go down Michigan, you know where City Sports is on that corner across from Wall.
Yeah.
Directly across from City Sports is a place called Taste of Chicago on that corner.
Really?
You had them donuts down the street?
Old fashioned donut?
Yeah.
Man, we used to have to pull my grandfather out that bar next door to him. Most definitely.
I think that spot burned. Did it burn down? I think
it burned down, but I think they rebuilt.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that.
If you've seen Michigan as of late, man, a lot of Michigan is burned down and abandoned.
Yeah, we haven't been over there in years. Yeah.
It don't even look the same place, man. It used to be this thriving street where you could just go shop, kick it. And of course, dodge a little information, a little trouble, but it wasn't what it is. What it is now, it's a very, very distant memory of what it used to be.
Wow.
That'll break my heart. I don't want to see it.
We have some good memories there.
Yeah, man.
Short in them store, boy. We go in there. We be in there negotiating.
That's everybody's first spot. Me and my homie, me and Michi. Matter of fact, man, we would walk up there because his crib used to be right on the way to Michigan. We would walk. I would come to his house first, and if he had his hair cut, we ain't going nowhere until we go to the barbershop first. we got to be fly together or we ain't going, right? But we'll go up to Michigan, get us some T-shirts, some white ones, something to eat, head back to his mama crib, eat, and then go hoop the rest of the day. Yeah, man. Michigan is part of a lot of people that grew up on the south side of Chicago, people that's been on the south side of Chicago.
Wow. Okay. So what's those other?
Yeah, I need. You ain't getting off the hook. You ain't getting off the hook. I need 4 more.
You feel me? You got Taste of Chicago. That's my first. Okay. I would say definitely Harold's on 119.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
Not 19. You got to go down to 107 or 109th. You got to go down there.
Okay.
Because on 127, 129, they doing bad right now, so we ain't gonna deal with them.
Okay.
Beggar's Pizza, of course.
Okay.
Anyone.
Okay, I've had Beggars.
I've never had that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Southside deep dish staple.
Okay.
It's fine, man.
Yeah, I've had it.
Let's see. Of course, Jerk 48.
Now, where's that at?
That's they got one on 108th in Houston, I want to say, and it's another one on the low end, like on 76 or 73rd or something like that.
Okay.
And one of my favorite spots, they closed it down. It used to be this spot over on 71st and State called King's Fish. Put it down though, but it was busting. That was better than JJ's, Harold's, any of them.
Yeah, probably
better than all.
Okay.
But they closed him down. And of course, if you're gonna go out west, you got to go to Coleman's.
I've had Coleman's. Yep, I've had Coleman's.
Look, now I'm getting hungry and I'm eating a salad tonight.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, CHY. As we continue to grow, I say this all the time. Hey, we got to do this again.
Man, for real.
Oh, most definitely.
For real.
Man.
And this has been a total pleasure, and it's crazy. Feel like, we've known you forever, man. To close out, what's next and what's up and coming? I know you haven't been cutting hair a long time. You're extremely skilled. You're grinding. What are your goals? What's next for CHY the Barber?
Man, believe it or not, following these doors that God keep opening, man, I'm right now in the midst of opening the shop.
Wow. Congratulations, my brother. Yes, sir.
I wanna, be in a position where I can help guys who get that fire lit in them.
Yes, sir.
Not be used and abused in this industry, man, where they can come and let the rubber meet the road for them so that they can be in a position to either open their own shops or walk through some more doors when they open up.
Absolutely, man. So,
now my fire lit, and I got to be a man of my word. But let us know, and maybe we'll come down there, do this show face to face, and that'll be one of your promotional pieces for when it opened.
Absolutely.
I mean, depending on if Corona and time just line up.
Absolutely, man. Come and support what you're doing, man.
I would say this too, man. I'm more than willing to meet y'all, man, because I don't know if you seen it on my Instagram or not. I travel hair too, man. I done been a lot of places, man, just to cut hair.
Okay.
If I'm gonna go somewhere to link up with two solid brothers, and like I said, I did my homework before I got on this call.
Absolutely.
One of y'all. So if I can link up with two dudes and we do this face to face and we get to meet, man, I would love.
Absolutely. Got to be done, bro. Got to be done, man. I just thank you. You know what I'm saying? Your story was inspiring. I know it's going to inspire others. And man, we got to link up. We got to do this again. But man, you definitely pushing the industry, the culture forward, man. You doing your thing, man. And you second to none with them clippers, man. You're a hidden gem, and we putting you on a platform. We gonna help you blow, cause man, you got everything it take. And I know you're gonna open that shop. It's gonna be successful. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do your thing. And like I said, when Chicago come through, it ring bells everywhere. You know what I mean? So I know when it was Shy the Barber, I know Murfreesboro was already like, okay, he bring that Chi-Town flavor. We got to mess with it. So
most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So man, we greatly appreciate having you on, man. We really do.
Man, vice versa, man. I can't say thank you enough.
Man, likewise. Yes, sir.
And I'm listening because, like I said, I'm a fan of the show, man. So I'm excited for y'all, man. Y'all
appreciate it, man. Just
man.
Push it. You know. And we're matter of fact, hold the line for a minute. We're gonna close the show and hold the line for a minute because we're gonna politic with you just for a couple of seconds.
Bet.
Okay.
Hey, I mean, what else is there to say? Man. I mean, Shy the Barber. Let me give him some hand claps.
Another great episode. Man, we're just gonna keep pushing it forward, man. We're doing this organically, you know, starting from the bottom. Now we're here. We're gonna keep grinding, man. You know, got to close it out with DC. You know, I cut my way out, but before we go, thank you for all the listeners, all the subscribers. As Jinx said, you know, a couple of weeks ago, you may not subscribe, you may not follow, but we know you listen.
We know you're watching. That was for me to say.
You know, I'm sorry.
You in the space, man. I ain't in the space. Man, I can wear that.
Man, but it was beautiful. Also, we would just like to again thank all the clipper companies, Andy's, Walls, Oyster. Give a shout out to Bevel, Bablis, everybody doing that thing that makes it possible for us barbers to do what it is that we do and cut our way out. So thank you again. And we out of here.
Peace.
Put some respect on my name.
Oh yeah. We out.
I got a whole new route to lead. Young father, odd jobs, every day is real. Turn to the streets to try to eat or maybe pay a bill. Not proud of it, but I got it cooking good. But prison time on the mind wasn't looking good. I can't afford the price, so I tried the corporate life. Something wasn't sitting right. Every night I'm tossing light. They don't appreciate all my hard work, so I went ahead and jumped, let the Lord work. Beer culture 2020, yeah, we taking over. From the clippers to the hoodies that be draping over. I put the clippers in my hand. I got a whole different plan. I gotta see how this play out. Hoping that it pay out. Trying to cut my way out. Yeah, I put the clippers in my hand. I got a whole different plan. I gotta see how this play out. Hoping that it pay out. Trying to cut my way out. Trying to cut my way out. Trying to cut my way out.